Hi Capricorn, welcome to your reading for the 25th of May 2025. Well, it looks like things are going to be happening quickly. You have the Knight of Swords as the energy around you, and this is about sudden, unexpected things happening and happening quickly. So let's have a closer look. This looks very good for work and more of a contentment and happiness in the longer term to do with your finances. There seems to be opportunities coming in that you are not aware of. There's a new opportunity that may be a bit of a challenge for you because they're talking about you having far more ability than you realise. And it's time now to work out what you really want. This could be an opportunity to do with a large organisation or institution of some sort, and brings about greater financial stability. You may also be offered some sort of promotion or leadership role in the near future, which involves being very organised, getting everything back to basics and routine and structure in your life so that you can take this on. And it's very good financially, extremely positive. So don't worry about money. This would be you thinking about your abundance issues and knowing that you are safe, that you will have what you want. All of these cards, or these two especially, the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, are about stability to do with resources. And this is what you're aiming for, so that you don't have to worry. The Empress is peace, contentment, happiness, all the things that you want, being able to bring them in, being able to be more creative, but also using this with your left brain, your intelligence, your analytical abilities. And this is a combination of almost channeling. So something that you go into where you lose yourself. It could be music, it could be art, or it could be the way that you do your work. It doesn't necessarily have to be something in the creative arts, but you may do things in a more creative way than other people do. So this is really very positive indeed. And you don't really have any negative karma at all. So you're not going to be presented personally with anything out of the blue. They are asking you to meditate, and this would also be saying things like affirmations to do with your financial stability and bringing in what you want. You may even be working in a new way to do with, this can be the internet. So maybe you're doing something where you're working online, or you could be doing a YouTube channel or a podcast, or it's modern forms of communication. You are being told that hidden things will be revealed about this, but you're also being asked to use your intuition. All the Capricorns I know are very intuitive, whether they're men or women, and there's so much going on behind the scenes now, beyond the veil, that that's how we need to find our way. It's probably best to stay away from the news, papers, anything. Everything is, there's too much information at the moment, and it's bringing about all sorts of things that you don't need to worry about. Just stay in your lane, stay in your highest vibration, and you can create what you want rather than picking up on all the negative energy that's swirling around at the moment. And that's what this is. The earth it's like the earth's going through her own dark night of the soul. But this is transformation. People are also worried about worldwide events. But I think this year is pivotal in the transformation of the planet. And this is the Earth, and the world and the star is about that transformation. Some of you may be planning trips overseas. It looks very good. And also, they are talking about love here, but it needs to be the right relationship. Any relationships that are not of benefit to you, where you're feeling, negative or about them, or unsupported emotionally, it's time to leave. You're done. You may wonder which way you're going to go forward, but they're saying look at your options and bring in what you want to start with. Just pick one. Start with something. In the line of karma, they are talking about love and falling in love in this particular case. This is self-love, but when we get it with the Two of Cups, it's indicating falling in love. Because it's in the line of karma, this is a general energy throughout your life. So it could be that people fall in love with you regularly. But the key, again, is self-love and looking after yourself. And this is, both of these cards really, the Justice card on a personal level is more about what at the end of your life will you be glad you've done, and what will you regret. So it's being authentic with yourself and what you know is the right path for you. Getting out in nature is important. Routine and structure in your personal life. Eating regularly, sleeping regularly, exercising regularly, meditating regularly, observing and not reacting to everything around you. And yeah, this is sort of saving money, that sort of thing. You do have some big opportunities coming in, big new beginnings that seem to be taking a long period of time. Temperance is the card of Sagittarius, actually, but often a lot of Capricorns have Sagittarius in their charts, and that is something that we all need to learn, how to be patient, but also when to act. When is the right time? It's indicating here that there are certain things to be walked away from, and but you'll be taking your knowledge and building something greater. Especially, he's walking towards unconditional love and friendship. So you do have very, very good friendships that last a lifetime, even if it's just a handful, one. But these are true friendships, people who have your back, people who don't try and psych you out, or cause drama in your life. It's time to get rid of those close relationships that affect you on the level of your self-esteem and self-confidence, and make you doubt yourself. So let's have a look at some questions, well, that's what I'd do if I was doing a personal reading, but in this case, we'll put more cards down around, well, this is specifically around finances, and see what they're talking about, and work. Wow, this is beautiful. Whenever the sun comes up, it might appear to be extreme good luck, but it's really because you're prepared. And in this case, you have studied, you have this knowledge, which it's coming up time to share over the next 2 years. You are being guided and protected by your spirit guides, by your angels, those around you. And the message from them, in a way, is the world is your oyster. What do you want to create? How do you want to change things like organizations and structures? If you work within a large organization, then you may be instrumental in changing that organization into a more loving, less hierarchical, or more linear situation. So with Pluto moving from Capricorn into Aquarius, that's that transition away from the hierarchy, top-down structure into more community-based organizations. But here, this is exciting. This is in the line of the present. And they're saying you're being tested on what you will and won't accept to do with your work. And this is your truth and honesty and integrity to yourself that matters, not what other people think or say or tell you to do. It's about your dreams. And even if you think they can't happen, it is about your dreams, and probably it's a good idea to keep your ideas to yourself. I know I used to work in the corporate world, and then about 35 years ago, I left that and became a professional tarot reader. And I didn't know where it was leading me, but I have been guided and protected, and it has led to a lot of work. And that's what's showing up here. It's an expansion on your work into this is the way you're thinking about it, but also it's the continuation, the longer term future. So this is saying you have great success to do with the skills and knowledge that you already have. It's a big leap. It's overcoming old subconscious patterns and programs that have been implanted since childhood, or to do with, what's swirling around in the atmosphere, the media, whatever. It's about overcoming those old paradigms and really striving for your wishes and hopes and dreams. So, wow, you couldn't really ask for better than that. You may be working from home. This is working from home and loving it, I work from home, I love it. It's like a cocoon of positive energy. I have a thing called Focus Life Force energy on my house, and that is quantum energy that raises the vibration, and everyone who comes here loves it. All my clients and friends and family. So it's that sort of beautiful, loving energy, very positive energy here. So go for it, Capricorn. We'll look here a little bit more about creativity, I think. Well, this is people coming in from the past to help you. Or it can be ideas that you've had from the past. It could be some money you've forgotten about in this case. But also they're talking about this being over the next several years. This is 6 to 9 years. So this is very long term. And success on your path to do with possibly this new opportunity. Well, yes, it is to do with this new opportunity, but that it will be long term. It does bring in people, it involves a group of people and communication. You're an expert in your field and you become more sure of yourself and more of a leader in the near future. This is even over the next 3 months, so it's very interesting, 3 to 10 months. Of course, timing is in tarot or any predictive art is dependent on the person you're reading for and what they're doing. So that's why I'm always encouraging people to do affirmations, meditate, visualizations, so that you can change any old patterns and programs of negativity into positive ones, and you start to attract what you want. This is becoming your own authority on earth, the Hierophant. Yes, he's, it looks like the Pope, but in actual fact, the meaning of it is to not have an intermediary between you and source energy or God or whatever you want to call source. That this is a transformational time, and you're the only one who knows, who really knows. So we can be, especially when we're starting on a spiritual journey, we can tend to think that people know more than us, but really we know everything within our hearts, and it's about creating that connection with your higher self and not listening to people who may think they know everything or are on a path that isn't your path. We get tested on that sometimes. So it's important to look to the past and see what has made you happy in the past, what hasn't made you happy, and then choose the things that make you happy and bring them in. We'll look here, see what they're talking about, because everyone's having tower moments at the moment. It's that kind of energy. Yeah, this is just about clearing outmoded relationships, relationships of regret, relationships that have held you back, or people who are trying to impose what they think onto you, and that have affected you to do with how you feel about yourself. So this is only a backward step. Well, it's not really a backward step, it's just letting go of it. But of course, when we go through these moments, we try and hang on to what we have quite often. The easier path is to realize that that's outmoded and let go and do everything you can to look after yourself. So this is the card of putting yourself first and making yourself happy. Love just is. No one can give love to us. No one can take love away. And so you are, this is indicating that you have friendships that are joyful into the future or around you now, and that you should be around people who are coming from kindness, from compassion, from love. Compassion, unconditional love, is the highest vibration in the universe, and this is what it's all about. So it's very important. So yeah, that's just clearing the deck, clearing those outmoded relationships, or it could just be one relationship. Again, they're talking about meditation to do with increasing your income, and there may be a time lag with this. This indicates the hangman is showing you things from a different perspective. So again, sometimes things take time, but resistance makes it take longer. So start those affirmations now. Okay. The devil is the card of Capricorn. Everyone thinks it's negative, but in actual fact, it's about your freedom. It's about taking these chains off from around your neck and being free. The story of the devil, well, as far as I understand it, what I've read, is that when the Romans invaded Britain, the Brits were pagans and they worshipped the horned god and the triple-faced goddess. And the Romans wanted the Britons to become Christians because that made them much more compliant. The horned god was a man running through the forest with antlers on his head. He was wild and free, and they didn't want wild, free men running through the forest. So they made the devil negative. Of course, in its negative connotations, it's addiction, can be addiction to a relationship, it's addiction to substances, it can be addiction to ways of thinking, but that in its negative is a block, but the opposite of it is freedom. This is the card of the starseeds, and they're talking about you being around a group of like-minded beings who are here to help the earth. So you're here to heal, teach, advise, lead, give your knowledge to other people. And this is a man who is, oh, look, you've got the High Priestess and the Magician together. I see this all the time at the moment with my personal readings, but interestingly, it's come up as the collective for Capricorn. So, and this is also groups of possibly Capricornians. So really, it's about believing in your mission, in what you came here to do, and also in your own intuition, your own psychic ability, or your abilities to heal or teach, advise, lead. making those decisions for the long-term future, possibly thinking about moving, although this could be an opportunity that just affects your home in that you spend more time at home or less time at home. In any case, don't think when things aren't really moving ahead that they're not going to happen. It just takes a bit of juggling and a bit of time sometimes. So, yeah, it's important just to be patient. I think this is very clear, but we might just pull a couple of cards for these affirmations that are coming up, or these your ability to manifest. There is enough room for all ideas and experiences. Okay, that's interesting. I think sometimes we get overwhelmed with too many ideas, so it's important to choose one to start with, but that doesn't mean that you have to give up on everything. And I think I'll pull a card for the starseeds now, because it's so obvious that there are many starseeds probably watching this. Loosen your grip. And it's come up next to the devil. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Yes, it's a heavy time at the moment, or everything's happening. There's just so much information out there and things happening all over the world. So a lot of the things that have been hidden for a long time, well, for the last several years, but also longer than that, are coming up to be revealed. And you're probably here to help people with that information and assimilating it, to do with groups, the collective. But first you need to heal yourself. So that's why also it's come up around meditation and more spiritual practices. Walking in nature. However, some people say they can't meditate, and they may meditate by running or by doing something else physical, or possibly sitting in nature. But if you can meditate, I'm going to, I meditate every day, so I'm going to actually do a guided meditation and put it on my YouTube channel, but I haven't done that yet. And what else have we got? I'll just put something else around here, I think. Yeah, again, this is discord among friends and family. I don't really think that is to do with true friends and true, people. Even if someone in your family is causing difficulty, sometimes it's better to walk away. But also, if you can raise your own vibration, you don't get triggered by whatever's going on. And you can change the whole dynamic of everything. Yeah, career is where all of the energy is at the moment. So career and possibly travel. So yeah, focus on that and your spiritual work, and things are really looking good. Okay, thanks Capricorn.